here comes another exciting episode of Top Hat Gaming.
Wow, another blog video. That's 3 days in a row now. I decided I was going to make a video talking about my top 5 favorite first party and top 5 favorite third party potential characters for Super Smash Bros. 5 or Super Smash Bros. Switch or Super Smash Bros. 4 Switch or whatever. I don't know, whatever they're going to call it. So, I'm going to basically do the first party one, and the first third party one, and then just keep going like that, going in pattern. First, I'm going to explain the difference between first and third party. A first party game made by the same company, so it's made by Nintendo. Or owned by Nintendo, or anything. That would be Mario, Zelda, any of those games, Pokemon. Pokemon's second party, because it's made by someone else, but Nintendo owns it still. And then just anything owned by them. Third party characters like Mega Man, Ryu, all those are not made by Nintendo, or even owned by them, but they get to use them in Smash sometimes, which I mean both of them are in Smash. As you can see, they have their own amiibos. But I'm going to do multiple cuts just so it's easier to edit, because I can easily find like where I ended the video and stuff. I would have done it on my computer and used some art and stuff, but I'm not good at drawing, so I couldn't draw the characters. So it's more of a discussion than it is just me talk. I guess that's already a discussion. Okay, so on to the list. On the number 5 spot for first party characters, we have the man himself, Waluigi. I think Waluigi would be a good character because, I mean, first of all, they're gonna add another Mario character. We all know that they can't have a Smash without adding new Mario characters. And that's better than Daisy. And actually, Toad was like tied with him, but I went with Waluigi anyway because I really like him. Waluigi is a very underappreciated character. He's really funny. Everyone kind of likes that character. He shows up in the sports games a lot. He's Wario's friend. I just think that the idea of him using like party attacks and sports-like attacks, like he used like a tennis racket, hit people with it, stuff like that. Like I think that's what his assist trophy does in Smash Brothers already. I think it'd be cool to have that in the game. And basically, yeah, how much I'll say I'm not that into the character being in it, but honestly, I didn't have that many more first parties I wanted because they already have a lot of first party characters. So that took number 5 spot. And the number 5 spot for third party characters is the gentleman himself, Professor Layton. I don't see it actually happening, but I kind of want it. Just mostly because, you'll see why. Because I have another character higher up on the third party list that had a crossover with Professor Layton. And that's kind of why I want them to be in the same game together. Because even though they're 2 different companies, I'm not going to say what the other company is, because it will give it away, though you guys probably already know, because I said you got a crossover with Professor Layton. I think the idea of them being able to fight in Smash Brothers, because they already had a crossover, would be really funny. And it's really cool. Plus, he could throw, like, his top hat, like, he could spill tea on people, like, somehow his, like, me spilling tea, his, like, puzzles could fit into his moves, somehow. I don't know how they would do it, but that was just an idea I had. And also, just the character would be just really funny seeing Smash Brothers. And the 4th spot for first party characters is my personal favorite Pokemon. I played Platinum. That was my first Pokemon game ever. And he's my first starter. He's always been my favorite. Well, he or she, I guess it's a Pokemon, so it's a species. It would have to be Infernape. He's a fire monkey, basically. And I know it's not going to happen because Platinum's an older game. They tend to add newer Pokemon each time. Unless they do a remake of Platinum, or Diamond and Pearl, I mean, because they're the one they're going to remake, but Chimchar's also a starter there. He could use Fire Spin. He could use any attack he has in the game. He could use potentially, mostly fire and fighting type attacks, because those are a type in the game, so they'd fit best. For his final smash, I don't know. It could be like one of those Z moves, like the fire Z move or fighting Z move. Fire probably, because he's firefighting, and he's a fire starter though, so he takes priority with fire. Yeah, it's all been my favorite Pokemon. I just kind of wish he wasn't Smash Brothers, even though he's not as popular as the rest of the Pokemon there in Smash Brothers. On to the next part of the list. And my 4th choice for third party characters would have to be Bomberman. First of all, Bomberman's really iconic, I feel like. He doesn't get enough credit for that, even though they had a really crappy, like, emo edgelord Bomberman game a while ago. But the new Bomberman, Super Bomberman R, is really good. And I just like the idea of him using, like, slower attacks, like placing a bomb. It takes a little bit longer to explode, but it's a lot of damage. So he'd be one of the slowest characters in terms of, like, how fast it takes his moves to actually hit. I think he himself would actually be fast, like, running around. But And then for like Final Smash, it could be like just raining down bombs. He also had like fire bombs, like homing bombs, I guess. He also had punches and kicks in the actual games, but mostly just to knock bombs into people. He also, actually, that'd be a good idea for the game, for Smash Brothers. He could use them as a basic like fighting thing, like punching and kicking, but he'd also just use them to hit his bombs farther. And honestly, I don't have much to say about him. I just think he'd be a cool character for the game. On to the next part of the list. My next character is a Zelda character, and Zelda is my favorite video game series of all time. I love Zelda. I love Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Ocarina of Time. The game that this guy is from, though, I actually consider to be really, really overrated. But I like the character a lot. And I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this if a lot of people see this video, because it's one of the most popular Zelda games, and I don't think it's that good, even though it's my favorite series. It's The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. I want Skull Kid. Yeah, go ahead, type about how Majora's Mask is the best Zelda game in the comments. I don't care. I'm just kidding. State your opinion. But Skull Kid's really cool, even though I don't like Majora's Mask. Skull Kid, first of all, obvious Final Smash. He puts on the Majora's Mask and just sends the moon crashing down on the stage and just destroys everyone. That'd be so awesome. Just like imagine, especially if you had like a slight amount of control over it, and you just like send it down like a meteor, and you got just, like exploded at the end, did a ton of damage. That'd be nice. And also for like basic attacks, they could just rely on using different things from Majora's Mask. I don't think they do the transformations and stuff. I think he could have like, honestly, I can't think much for his attacks, but he could use like other Zelda items that Link doesn't use, because even though he never used them in the game, it should be a good way of representing Zelda. Like he could probably use the slingshot and stuff. No, I'm about to say young Link used the slingshot in Legend of Zelda Melee, but no, he used the fire arrows. That'd be cool to have him use slingshot and have him be just like less damage, but a little more stun to it, and maybe like use a stick instead of a sword and wouldn't do much damage. And I'm describing him as really weak. I'm not sure. I really need to think more about his attacks, because the way I'm describing him, he sounds awful. Except for the moon thing, that could be awesome. Just moon. Just imagine mid smash for their fight, he gets the smash ball and then just the moon comes crashing down on us, just destroys everything. And on to the next part. And for my third-party character, I'm going with the guy who I said was in a crossover with First Wave, and I just realized my hair is really messy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm on YouTube, not in public, so I don't care. People can see me, so if they watch my video, so that's beside the point. And it is, if you can't tell, I'm a very big fan of Ace Attorney by that poster up there. It is Phoenix Wright, even though it's Apollo Justice, that poster is. But Phoenix Wright is still on the poster. The guy looks like a bum. Normally, though, he's wearing a suit and tie, because he is a lawyer. And his video games are all about defending your clients and stuff. And he's been in a fighting game before. He was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and 3 Ultimate. He was DLC for 3, but then 3 Ultimate, which is the same game with all the DLC. He came with him. And his fighting style wouldn't really fit that much with Smash because it's a different type of fighting game, but I think it would still work. He would be higher on the list because he's one of my favorite third-party characters, but he's a lawyer, so I don't feel like his chances are that high. We already have 2 Capcom characters, being Ryu and Mega Man. And also, I just think the other 2 characters would fit better. But on to the next part of the list. I know my last first-party character I did was already a Zelda character, but here's another Zelda character. Girahim, the Demon King. Normally that title is reserved for final bosses, but he got it, and he was the first and third boss in the game, and also second from final. He is a servant of Demise, who would later on become Ganondorf. I'm sure almost everyone here watching the video knows who Ganondorf is. Girahim was a sword fighter, and he was a teleporter, and he was really creepy. Like, one of his main things he did to Link in Skyward Sword. At least I remember him doing it. I don't know if he actually did it or not. But at one point he teleports behind Link and like licks his ear. He has like a super long tongue. That's creepy and really funny in my opinion. It's like not mid-fight, but right before he starts to fight with him too. And I always liked the character. He's very just funny and just like interesting to watch. Like I said, teleportation, that could be like his recovery move. Just teleports up. That's pretty basic recovery, but whatever. He could also, for projectiles, he could send little arrow things he throws at Link. He could, like I said, he's sword fighter, so most of his basic moves would be sword fighting. His final smash, he has like this more powerful form. I don't know what it's called. It's near the end of the game. You have to fight, and that could just be it. Transformation, and Skyward Sword's a really underappreciated Zelda, and if we don't get that, if we have to get a Skyward Sword representation for Zelda, I want Groose. That's not part of the list. I'm just saying Groose would be awesome, especially all those like fake trailers from him in Smash. It's like the Groose is loose. If they did that, I would laugh my head off. And plus, honestly, if I did top 6, I think he'd be number 6. Anyway, on to the next part of the list. This is the only indie character in the third-party list. For those of you who don't know, indie basically means like, I don't know the exact definition, but it basically means like a smaller company. They're not like official, but well, okay, I shouldn't say they're not official. I don't know if really they're smaller than a third-party company, but they still are considered third-party companies. And that is, I'm sure you guys have heard of it, because even though it's a smaller company, it's becoming big, and Shovel Knight is a big character. Yep, I want Shovel Knight in Smash Brothers. He's so awesome. First of all, he's a callback to everything about old school gaming, and a good callback too. Like it's not just it updates the formula, but also makes it good. I'm playing my hair a lot because it's a mess. And the attacks are just there. Like you could have him. His shovel could do almost every attack, but he also had I forget what they're called. You get some other bonus weapons in the game, but he got projectiles made out of those. He can turn invisible for a little bit. You can turn things. He can literally jump on enemies' head with the shovel and like jump up. Like it's great. It doesn't. And Brayden gave me a text message. Hey, I gave you a shout out in this video, Brayden. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I really have to say about Shovel Knight. Even though I'm really excited, 'cause I think he's gonna be the first indie character in Smash Brothers. If not, probably Shantae, maybe Ukulele. That'd be 2 characters technically, but yeah, I can't really give any other than those 3. Any like third-party character that would really work well in Smash. I would say the guy from Mighty Number 9, but you saw how that game did. No. On to the next part of the list. And for the winner of the first-party characters for Smash Brothers Switch, we have, drum roll please. I'm gonna just do a little drum roll here. The Inklings from Splatoon. I love Splatoon, and I just think the Inklings would fit perfectly. First of all, obvious Final Smash would be any of the special moves, basically. Well, any of the ones that do damage, not like the ones that give all your teammates shields and stuff. That wouldn't work for a Final Smash. Also, just shooting ink rollers, anything, that could be awesome Smash Brothers moves. Also, the idea of, sorry, I had to cover it again because Brayden texted me again. Here's another shout out, Brayden. The idea of them like spraying ink on the field that would speed up anyone on their team is really cool. That could work in Smash. And also could slow down your other like non-teammates. I think that'd be really awesome. Like that would work well. Plus, Splatoon music in Smash Brothers. Oh, I forgot to mention that. That's also part of why I want Phoenix Wright in Smash, because the music is awesome. It'd be awesome to have in Smash. Back to the actual character at hand, though. It'd be really cool to get those characters in, because also they have the ability to transform into squids. Oh, that could be their Final Smash, the Kraken ability. That could be, because that's one of the specials, but that would be a really good Final Smash. It could be a transformation and just turn them into a giant squid and just destroy stuff. Yeah, I like this idea. By the way, this isn't scripted. I'm coming up with stuff on the spot, so it's going to be more of me. I just want to point that out now. It might be too late to point that out, but anyway. On to the winner of the third-party characters. And for my last third-party character, it is Banjo-Kazooie. I have never played a good Banjo-Kazooie game. I've only played the Xbox one and one in the Game Boy. They were both garbage. But I've seen people play the original two, and they're amazing games. And I just have never gotten a chance to play them, but I've seen walkthroughs of them, so I know what it's all about. I know Banjo-Kazooie is highly requested. The guy who owns them right now... Okay, this is going to be confusing. Banjo-Kazooie is not technically a third-party character. It's a first-party character for Microsoft. Because they were... Well, it's a second-party character. Because they were made by Rare. They used to be on Nintendo console all the time. And then Rare was bought... They're actually almost in Smash Bros. Melee. Then Rare was bought out by Microsoft, and now they're a second-party character for Microsoft. But I'm calling them a third-party character, because that's what they were originally, and that's what they are to me. And the guy who owns Microsoft said he'd be okay with adding them in the game. He would love it. That he basically, I forgot where he said it. I think it was on Twitter, that he would be really cool with adding him or any other third-party character. It'd be like an honor for them, because that's how big Smash Bros. Is. It's like the ultimate gaming fighting. It's like the ultimate crossover fighting game. But first of all, obvious recovery move would be them flying. and then just they shoot eggs. He could just take Kazooie out of his backpack and just use her as a hammer like he does in the actual game for like an attack. Can we talk about how abusive that is? Like that ought to hurt. He could recover health by getting inside of his backpack and sleeping there for a little bit. That's what he does in the actual game sometimes. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Hey, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Check out the next video if you want to. Peace out.